Good morning, Barnacle Bill the Trader here. Just going over some of the things from Friday. First of all, I mark up my DOM and my chart. This was last week's Friday's high, 59.20. This is an overnight high, 59.13. Plus, it's the close from Friday. So there was some resistance there. Also, there's some resistance here, 58.99. We got past that point here, but you can see that that is where the sellers were coming in. And here we have a double top here. So how many times can it resist going up at that level? Probably not too many more. Overnight low is down here, 58.41. This yellow line is going to be the open wherever it is. The low from Friday was 58.83. I do not have that marked on my chart. $58.83. Let me double check that number. No, 56.83. This is wrong. And this is wrong. 56.83. I didn't trade latter part of the week, and for some reason it's just not coming up on my chart. I have from 6.3 to 6.7. So we'll look at this. As you can see, we found support here where this volume was here, and something I kind of find interesting in the day Friday. Maybe you can see it better on 5-minute chart. On Friday here, this is what I call a mirror trade, and this isn't the perfect mirror trade like some that I've seen, and so far I haven't actually caught the elusive mirror trade. But sometimes when you have a big down and you get that V bottom, well, that V bottom often retraces the down spike very closely. So what we have here is that we started here, we came down, we consolidated here a little bit, right up to this point, came down again. But what we did do, it's not a perfect mirror, but we came back up right to that same level, right? Consolidated a little bit here, came back up right to this level. Isn't that amazing? So so what I tend to do is when I get these down moves, I want to catch this knife. And so, you know, I get chopped up because I don't really catch the bottom. But let's say if you started to buy it here, you know, you can see that it's really retracing this move with, you know, your target up here. That could be a trade. The only thing is that might happen like once a month. This is an area right here that may cause resistance, 59.51. Let's see, what else do we have here? I have this whole area as a target. The funny thing is, depending on which contract you look at, it depends what prices. On this contract, the 715 contract, the prices would be up here at 65, 50. On the continuous contract, those prices are up here. Well, let me do this again. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. This would be a measured move from the bottom of this. That would be the halfway point right here. And what would be the measured move to there? Okay, so it would be, and you have some confirmation of structure here. So this would be my target on this contract. On this contract, let's see where the target winds up. So from here, and this is the midpoint right here. So I'm going to put the 50% mark right there. Okay, as you see, it goes to the same structure. That's because this latter half is the newer contracts. So that would be, in the 70s. So my first target, if we continue up, if this is just a bull flag here, my target would be up here. Of course, we had a lower low, had some consolidation here, broke out, more consolidation, broke out again, more consolidation, broke out again. You notice that the breakouts are getting, aren't going as high. And we're pulling back here. Lower highs, lower lows, except for right here. So as you notice, there are tails down here on these bars. So does that mean we're going higher? I don't know. As far as this balance area goes, these are the ends of that balance area. If you're going to have a reversal, it's probably going to be somewhere around here. And what I'd like to see is we got to get up in this area, consolidate a little bit more before we break out. So this is where we closed, and all of the trading has been below that close. So basically, we've been short. Well, I think I discovered this is where we opened. So anything below that is short inventory. And once we get above that, they're wrong. So, so it doesn't take much to correct this inventory. We don't have much to go at all. But let me see if I can bring that back. We had a down day here, right? Another big down day. What this could have been was a correction of this inventory getting long, may have corrected. This wasn't good structure in here. It just you can see that it just blew through this structure right there. There wasn't much volume, and it just blew through it. Well, now we may have gotten too short at this point, and this may just be short covering. So we may be in balance at this point. I really don't know. I don't know if we're going up or down. But if we go past that 59 level, there may be some shorts trying to get out of the market. We had a big tail down here, which may indicate, higher prices, like this tail did, So just be agile, be ready for what the market gives us. So just to recap, we had, this is the monthly chart, one time framing down, right? We stopped one time framing down at this point. We certainly could be very short in inventory here, and that doesn't just go in a day. This could be short covering, and we could be continuing down lower. But with ISIS and rig counts going down and all that, I don't know how much lower we can go. Since we broke out of this level, we've been balancing. We have a 2-month balance here. Go to the weekly. We've been one time framing higher on the weekly. That changed here. This stopped one time framing higher. This bar has a really big tail on it. You would think that it was going higher, but it didn't really grab traction. That's kind of negative. We broke out of this bar and came back into it. That's a negative. So this could be a bull flag, but we got conflicting messages. Just a quick note on this, you see where there is lacking volume right here at 54.47. So if it comes down, that could be support. This is an area, when there's no volume there, that's an area that's rejected. Nobody wants it there. These people think, you get here, oh no, that's not a good price, let's just bang it through there. Come back, oh no, that's not a good price, it's too high. Oh, that's not a good price. So if it comes down, we'll see if that price is accepted or rejected. So as you can see, we're in a several day balance, several week balance, actually a couple of month balance. And let's get this a little bit. And we have a big tail on this day. Nice volume. Looks like a good reversal day. If I was a betting man, I would probably buy some calls and expect to break out of this. But we're in the center of range. We have some volume here to fight through. I'm just going to. We have downtrend. This bar. Could be attached there. Also, on another chart, I had trend line coming up through here, and it looked like it pierced that trend line, but it's heading back up. So on the monthly chart, that's neutral. On the weekly chart, we had on the monthly chart, we are one time framing higher, so that's a positive. We re-entered balance on the monthly chart. Let's go back and look at that. So I don't know why I said that. It's because I'm looking at the ES. Okay, June 8th. Yeah, it's balanced. That's neutral. Weekly is neutral. Daily has that big tail, you know, it's one time framing down, but it has that big tail. To me, that's kind of positive. The volume was good. So if I'm leaning anywhere, see where the value is going lower, but we had this spike up here. What often happens with these spikes is that the market will try to fill in that spike. So if we're going to be positive, be neutral to positive, we're going to fill in this spike and maybe climb higher. If we can't stay above this spike and we come back into that body, it's kind of negative. If we fill in this part of the tail, I believe that's negative. Okay. Okay, we're open. I missed it. It started without me. Okay, we're open. I missed it. It started without me. That is where the open would be. I'm going to do that on my other chart too. So we opened in, hold on a second. I can't talk and chew gum at the same time here. We opened in that spike that I showed you. See up here? So if we come back into this range, that's a negative. So far we just open, bang, we're driving higher. That's a positive. I can show you the 30-minute over here. And so this is just trading range in here. I would prefer a breakout. This is negative here. Is there news or something? You can see they're holding it just above the base of that spike. Wow, they're trying to push it. I don't know what's going on here, but the price action will tell you something. So it's not going in my direction. They're holding it again at the overnight low. I want to get out. I just got my finger on the flat button. We have at 31, we have come on, man. $31, we have a, what's that called, floor pivot. We came back into the body of that range. This is the base of that spike. Let me show you what I mean. Here's the base of that spike right here. It's coming back into this range. My next target would, you have some anomalies in here that want to be cleaned up, and then my next target would be this pretty prominent point of control. Do I have that in 78, 57, 78? Yeah. So even if I had my stop at at 10 ticks, it would have been missed me by a tick. Like I said, the pivot would be down there at 30, 31. Otherwise, I would have just left my stop, my target where it was at 20 ticks, and wouldn't have helped. Of course, that was a bad entry. I should have been in around like 52. I wasn't watching the charts right. You get caught up into something, I thought it was going higher. Thought it was going to fill in that spike up there. The open here is what? 58.62. It's important to keep track of. Are we trading above or below the open? Will there be resistance at the open? I know you like to see a lot of trades, but at this point, I would want it to get above 70, maybe even 80, and then pull back before I go long. So just think about that. Unless we have a big spike up, could be sitting here a long time. Now, I'll go short 49. Like right now, if it turned around, maybe. Let's see, it got up to 58.61. So that open was resistance. That would have been a legitimate trade. Low risk to reward. I am just confused at this point. So is the market. That's why you have this big down spike and this big up spike. It's confused. It's trying to figure out which way do I go. This was encouraging right here. In order for you to get through this mess, you want a lot of volume. Well, it spurted. It was hoping, nobody wants to be first, and that's why you put all that volume into the market. You buy a lot of contracts, and nobody follows you. And now now you got to liquidate. Well, as you can see, couldn't get through that mess yet. I said yet. The base of the spike is at 48. I was thinking about taking a trade there, but right now, as they say in the quarters, just laxing. Okay, could have some resistance at their overnight low, could have resistance at 31. Trying to see some volume here, and if it doesn't come out soon, I have my finger on the flat button. $54. No follow through. Oh, I should have been in at 48. What's the matter, you? So you're back in the range, you're below the base of the spike. I'm going to give myself a time stop here because I don't like how long this is taking. So I'm going to put that at 51. It's either going to go now or it's not. I'm going to start stealing ticks. 50. And we're out. Now I'll get back in 44, 43 if it wants to take another shot. You still don't see it there a little bit. What do we have down here? Have a couple of anomalies. And we have a lot of volume right here. I'm going to see if I can. Really? No follow through. And again, would have missed me by one tick. Of course, if I was in at 48, and again, there we go. That's, oh, did you see that? 19 contracts could not hit me. Come on, man. Unbelievable. Day in the life. Very hard to go down. Very hard to go down. All right, we have 22 seconds on this bar, 5 minutes left on the 30-minute bar. Oftentimes there's a reversal here. That's why I have this blue line here. What would it take for me to buy down here? Well, I just don't know yet. Hasn't been able to get through the floor pivot. I'm going to take a shot. I don't know if they'll come back and get me now. Just because it's the change of hour, we have a couple tails down here. If my risk is 10 ticks, wondering if we can get back up to the open. This is where I wish I could speed things up. Sometimes I'll just take a walk. Looking for some green over here. Sometimes I will put my stop on the bottom tick. That can be dangerous because crude will double bottom and just take off from there. But if you put it beyond that, sometimes, man, it comes down here and it just jumps through it, and you get slipped, 4 or 5 ticks. And of course, it would have missed me by one tick. You have some volume here, 88 contracts, 90 contracts. I happen to believe that there's a reel. I'm going to put my stop right below it. Since today seems to be the 1 tick Charlie day, I'm going to bring this down 2 ticks. But I'm hoping that it'll come up to the open. Right now it hasn't been able to break the base of the spike. Once it does, I think some people will be trapped down here. Will he make it? Yes. Okay, awesome. So the only reason why I took that trade was the change of times. You know, I know that we have reversals around the half hour. And these little rejection. I think there was already some rejection on this bar before I took that trade. And more than likely it'll come up to the open. Open also has 20 EMA, so I wouldn't want to have my target beyond that. It's as simple as that. Okay, the ES has tagged its overnight low and has bounced off of that. It's a relatively weak low because it stopped right at the overnight low. It's more likely to penetrate that. Volume is very light in the ES. This I would consider maybe shorting here if it gets past the pullback low or this volume. I'm out, and I would be out. or shorting right here, that would be even less risk to see if it could take out the low. Now, one thing that would make me more apt to fade this would be if there was like heavy volume, like 400, 500, 600 contracts down here instead of just 70. 70 tells me not a lot of interest. So on the CL, you got back into that spike. This is where the body of Friday's action was, and then there was a late day spike. The close and the high are up here. So we would need to get above the open and get some acceptance up here, and then I would think that it's going after the high, or at least the close. And you saw how hard it was for it to go lower, because I think we tried a couple of times, and it was very difficult. No follow through. We already have short inventory from overnight. We were hanging around the overnight low. So that short inventory, when you have a lot of shorts out there, it can mute any further down action, because what do shorts do? They have to buy to get out. So they're, where's my target? I'm going to buy here, I'm going to buy here, I'm going to buy here. And so once all of the shorts get out, like once we get above this overnight high, once the shorts are out, then the market is actually weaker, because there are fresh people to short out there. But when you have hardly nothing but shorts, it's hard to go lower. Looks like rejection up here. Doesn't look like it wants to get above the open. If we do get down here again, we'll just see if there is some follow through, if there are some volume on the downside. Otherwise, you just get trapped and chopped in this. So in the ES, we went exactly to the overnight low. We came one tick shy of the close. So we have a weak high and a weak low. We have short overnight inventory. There's just not a lot going on today. And I know people like to see trades. But when you got this, ever since the open, where have we gone? Right? So we're flirting with this range. When you enter this range, your references would be your point of control, the bottom of that range. You may say some of these anomalies here, but I've seen it before where it's either the high or the close or the low, and they've built the point of control around that. They could be building a point of control around this. Right now we have overlapping to higher value, right? If we want this day to go higher, we're going to have to break. Well, that's kind of Captain Obvious, as somebody would say. We've gotten above the open. So can we spend some time up here? Are we going to if this bar closed close to its high, I would be looking for a pullback to get long. This was a pullback low at 69. I'll put this at 68. $69. Hoping for some follow through here to the upside. And no longer like that. Barnacle Bill not happy. Okay. He tested me. You don't get to test me again. See, I was long. Only thing when you have long inventory, you have to sell. $55 seconds. That doesn't help, does it? Okay. Okay, need some follow through to the upside. So I've been one tick Charlie lately. 92. You can see the iceberg forming here. Oh, we have some support. 130. Oh, and they just vanished. Look at that, and then we just. Can you say spoofing? Of course, if I was still in my original position, like 70 something 4. I could take 10 ticks off and be happy. Kind of makes me want to see. There we go. Yeah. So far, we have value building overlapping the higher. We are kind of filling in this spike area here. I think that we could reach the high, maybe the 2-day high. But there is not much momentum here. Okay, this is we're 32 seconds away from changing bars, 30-minute bars. This was the first 30-minute bar, this second 30-minute bar. And right now we're one time framing higher. The third bar, could pull back all the way down here before it went higher, if it was to go higher. So we have a double top here. We have a poor high. That could mean that we got too long. The inventory was too long, too quick. Two contracts on there. So we had a couple of pullbacks here. I'm just watching the volume, watching the momentum. I'm thinking that it's going to try to take out the overnight high. What is that? Is that the overnight high? 58.99. Okay. Now I don't feel this trade anymore. So when I said that this new bar was forming, I said that it easily could come back down to the open. As you see, it came right down to 20-day, 20 period exponential moving average. You can see that it caused, it was some resistance there, some resistance there. And now it's support here. And if you remember, this is something that you would love to jump on. You think, it's going to go up forever. But if you look at this trade here, it was trying to go up. Something stopped it, right? It wasn't natural forces. Someone was in there stopping that market from continuing higher. And so is it a surprise that we stopped there? Again, when this was happening, we were guessing that this might be short covering. They were selling this, couldn't really get it to go. And so some people were wrong getting out of here. So we'll see what they do now. We're back below the open. We're coming down to the base of the spike. We're still one time framing higher, but that at this point that really doesn't mean anything. And we could come all the way down to here, 58.48. Come all the way down to here, actually 58.38, and still be one time framing higher. We could break through this and get a second distribution up here. We could break down and do the same thing. So we have a poor high that could be just coincidence of the changing of the period, or B could be that we got a little extended. So at this point, we're in the middle of the range. What are you going to do? What do you want to do here? I don't see a trade. I don't know what to do. And this is a viable option, just sitting on the sidelines. I know I've spoken to you before about this 10 o'clock hour, that I tend to get chopped up in here. And I think I did take a trade. I took a trade right here for naught. But often the 10 o'clock hour is a reversal hour, just like I took that trade down here, just because it was the half hour, and often right at the half hour there's a reversal. What do you know? What do you know? So we have 10 minutes left on this 30-minute bar. We're still one time framing higher. This broke out of this little range here. If we had a little bit of a pullback and attempted to go down again, I think I'd be on that trade. Well, we've gotten 4 wide up here, but it's a really tight range. So generally, this type of range, it's tight of a range, is not held. So it's kind of like a lamp with a very narrow base that I believe it's more likely to get a double distribution day, either to the downside, break out and trade back and forth down here, or break out to the upside and trade back and forth up here, where there would be single ticks in between the two distributions. So at this point, that's what I'm looking for. As you can imagine, a breakout above here, you'd be really on high alert up here or down here. Or you can, take a trade down here hoping that it'll go up through the top, or take a trade up here hoping it'll go down through the bottom. So we're getting ready to change time periods in 2 minutes, and we have a very tight range where value is higher, overlapping the higher. We have a poor high. We have a buying tail down here. To me, this tells me that it's going higher, but just the way that it feels like it's heavy. But then every time it goes to take out a low, there's really no follow through. So we were one time framing higher. We stopped one time framing higher. It could be this up here could just have been a coincidence, or this could have been long inventory, or just a weak high. My feeling is that we're going to take out this high. That's what I see here. But my feeling, the market just seems heavy and sluggish. So so we're in the center of the range. I'm just going to wait. Doesn't matter what time frame you look at. This time frame here, this time frame here, this time frame here, this time frame here. Can you say chop? C-H-O-P? When you when you get stopped out, you could say that's outing people. So chop can't help outing people, maybe. I don't know. I really want to go long. I kind of want to go long over this up here. I need more of this kind of stuff right there. I don't like all this stuff overhanging above me, but I hope we get stop out some shorts here. Can't help outing people. Of course, I expect to be one ticked. I just expect it now. Well, there's my one ticket. Oh, it was I hit tick but no fill. So I'm 43 in the book. Ah, yes. It's like you know, it's like release. But I'll take it. I'll book it. Book it, Dano, as I like to say. Again, it wouldn't surprise me if we break out of this range to the upside. Not a prediction. I really don't know. We're in the center of range. We have really tight range. My feeling from the very beginning was that we were going to fill in this spike. But it seemed like people were trying to take it lower. They weren't getting paid, and so there might be some people trapped down here. Again, they seem to be selling every rally. They're back at the base of this spike. It feels heavy. We'll see what kind of damage they can do on the downside.